What's up guys, welcome back to another video. You're watching Striving Students, and today the College Board just announced that the SAT is going to be completely moving to a digital format by 2024. So what are the new changes to the SAT, and should you even be taking it and studying for it anymore? Let's answer those questions in this video. So real quick, this is Striving Students. I make videos about the college admissions process, the IB diploma program, as well as the SAT, just like this video. So if you like that kind of content, be sure to go down and smash that subscribe button, as well as hit like if you're enjoying. So let's get into the video. So today is January 25th, and in this morning, the College Board Vice President, Priscilla Rodriguez, who manages the SAT and all the tests, dropped a video on the College Board website detailing all the differences and all the similarities with the new SAT, as well as why they intend to do it. So we'll start right there. We'll talk about why is the College Board changing the test. Then we'll talk about 5 key differences on the new one, as well as a bonus at the end for should you actually continue studying for the test and how to do well on the new test. So be sure to stay tuned until the very ending. To get started, so pre-pandemic, people were already, kind of against the SAT because it's unfair to low-income and underprivileged families because they don't have access to more expensive tutors and educational opportunities, whereas more high-income people do have that access, so therefore they can get better education and perform better on the test. So this movement had been starting pre-pandemic, but it was accelerated by the pandemic because a bunch of colleges became test optional, allowing students to choose whether they want to submit scores or not, because very few people had access to taking a test during that time. While that movement was happening, certain colleges quickly shifted to just adapting this idea of keeping the test optional policy, not just for the pandemic, but even later on. Like University of California as an example, they completely removed the SAT, and it's not even optional. It's just, even if you submit it, they're not even going to look at it for admissions or scholarships or anything like that. To adapt to these calls, basically College Board is trying to make an attempt to change the SAT. However, the main idea behind their change is that they're trying to make it more accessible for low-income families. However, I think that doesn't make any sense because, first of all, there is already a huge problem with the test being unfair for underprivileged people because they don't have access to preparation materials. But if you're gonna make someone from low income take the test digitally and someone from high income, chances are that the low income person has worse Wi-Fi, worse computers, not as strong connections, whereas someone with a more expensive, high quality, great Wi-Fi, good computer and everything, there's obviously already another downgrade. But if it's on paper, everyone has the same exact paper test. So I think College Board made a mistake here. It's funny because they were saying in that video that the GPAs and everything are inconsistent between different high schools, which I agree with because it's not one measure, because every school has a different system and that can mess with the college application process. But then they said that extracurriculars are unfair because people with more income can have better access to that, whereas minorities and low-income people cannot. But then they don't end up saying anything about how the SAT is also so unfair. And they were kind of just promoting the SAT in that sense. But yeah, that's enough of my spiel right there. Let's move on to the second part of this video, which are the 5 key differences. Obviously, the first main difference is that the test is going to be completely online by 2024 for United States students, and for international students by spring of 2023 the test will be administered online. So this means that if you're a 10th grader right now or in grade 10 internationally, that your SAT is going to be online, as well as freshmen or 9th graders in the United States. The next big difference is that the test is only going to be 2 hours long instead of 3 hours, and this is significant because they're chopping almost a third of the time out. So it's interesting to see how they're going to implement these changes. The next big change is that the reading section is going to be much shorter. Each passage will be much shorter, and they'll only have a few questions instead of like 10 or 11 like currently it is, as well as the passages will be more focused on content that you will be more likely to read in college. The next big difference is that there will not be a no calculator section in the math. So that means that a calculator will be provided during the whole time. You can use your own, or they will have one in the computer built into the app. So you can basically use a calculator the whole time in the math section, and that's kind of significant because a lot of studies and strategies right now are focused on that no calculator section. So that's going to be something that's different. And now the biggest thing is that the test will adapt as you take it. So that means that depending on if you get a question right or wrong, it'll give you another kind of question, whereas someone else taking the test, it'll be built differently for them. So, going back to the whole idea about they're saying that the SAT is one fair standard for everybody, now that's completely gone too now, because the test is going to be different for every single person. So I don't know how this is going to work, but yeah. So anyways, those are the 5 main big differences about the SAT. So now, should you be studying for this SAT? Should you even be considering to take it? So to begin with, current 9th graders in the United States and 10th graders outside of the United States who will be taking that test in 2023 and 2024, I think that it's important to wait and watch and see what ends up happening, because the new strategies and test taking is going to be completely different for your test. And you need to be sure to check out my new videos that I will post as soon as we get more information on that. So be sure to go down, smash that like button, and subscribe to stay tuned for that. As for students who are in 10th grade and 11th grade right now, you will not be taking the new version. If you have already been studying for the test, I think that you need to just stay focused on the test and continue studying for the current version, because you will not need to worry about the new one. And for you guys, I have some videos coming up on the screen in just a few seconds that is going to help you study for that test. But yeah, just like that, this video has come to an end. Be sure to go down, smash that like button, and subscribe if you are enjoying and enjoy this kind of content. But just like that, this video is about to be done. I'm out in 3, 2, 1.